everybody, it's Barry, and you're watching Barry and the PI. Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the places I've been when I was teaching in Taiwan, and we were preparing to get married. So to get married in the Philippines, you have to file for your marriage certificate with your whatever city you're going to be in, and you have to, it takes 2 weeks. So I flew in from Taiwan on a Friday, and we rushed down to Dasmariñas City Hall and filed for it and scheduled the wedding to take place in 2 weeks. So we had our honeymoon before we had our wedding. So we did that, and Maida has a daughter, and she's my daughter too. And we decided to go and see her. She was going to college then in Illoilo. So we caught what is a ferry, which I learned that it's like a slow boat to China. This is a slow ferry to Iloilo. It took us 20 hours to get there. Yeah, and the suites on the ferry has already been booked, so we took one of the higher levels of essentially a dormitory, and it was open air and bunk beds. And so we made it to Illoilo, and Anna Lynn met us, and we toured around Illoilo. It's a nice city, it's a nice place. Lots of old churches and some old mansions there that we enjoyed looking at. We had also went by the tourist office, and they were having an exhibit of local students' artworks. I believe these were like college age students, and some of them were really, really good. I really enjoyed that. And the guy at the tourist office was just super friendly, super nice. I spoke pretty good English, and we learned all about, stuff around there to see and do. I had a good time talking to him, and then later that night we went to this restaurant. I believe it's called the Marina or something like that. It's open air, al fresco dining, and they had a very good rock band playing there. We sat and ordered food, and I got me some shrimp gambas, and which I really liked. And this one was really spicy too. But Barry likes spicy food and women. So I sat there and watched the band playing while Maida and Anna Lynn went and played pool. So I've played pool before all my life, it seems like. But I'm kind of tired of it now. So I didn't want to go play, so I just stood there and listened to the band and watched people dancing and stuff. So that was a really, really good restaurant too. Unfortunately, I think it's closed now. So we toured around the city and environment around there. Stayed 2 days there, and then we wanted to go to the island of Guimiras. If you may have heard of that place, they grow the sweetest mangoes of any island, anywhere. A lot of their mangoes are shipped overseas, abroad. They are really good. Well, we booked a hotel. It was owned by an Englishman who was like a captain on a freighter, and he had his own sailboat too. Turned out he had met this young kid on one of his visits to the Philippines, and kid really didn't have any parents, I guess, or he was just wandering around, and street kid kind of, and this guy had taken him under his wing and taught him selling and stuff, and the kids grow up, and he married a woman, a Filipina, named Baby. Yep, that's what they call her, Baby. And so they ran this, they bought this hotel, resort. It's outside of a town, out in the country. It's right on the water. Wasn't very expensive either. It's pretty reasonable. And the first thing they do when you get there, they have some mangoes cut up for you. And that was the best mango I'd ever tasted. Back in Texas, we get our mangoes from Mexico a lot, and Guatemala and around like that. So we took us to a room. They had some cottages, separate, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the thing about it is that the wall facing the water, you could open it up. With folding doors, essentially. And that was really nice. You just lay in bed and look out at the water. So that was fun. And since there's no restaurants or even nothing else around that, you got your meals there at the resort, and they always served you mangoes. And so we took a tour around. We went and got a trike. You had to walk through the jungle a little ways, and you'll find an area where the trikes are. So that's what we did, and it was a pleasant walk too. It was really nice. And we got there, hired a trike, and it took us to a Trappist Monastery. Trappist is a part of Buddhism. And there's a monastery in there, and they sell a lot of the goods that they make and stuff in the store. So we went to that. They had one of the monks was there, greeted us, could speak English, and he told us all about the Trappist Buddhist beliefs and stuff like that. And it was a real nice trip. Uh, there's some other places that we could have gone that didn't. We spent a lot of time there at that monastery. And uh, so we went back, walked through the jungle to the resort, and had a nice restful day. And then the next day we were going to go back to Illoilo. And so, unfortunately, the trip over, the way to get to this, you have to notify them in time, ahead of time, so they'll send a boat, a banca, to pick you up, and from Iloilo, take you to the resort there. Nice trip going over, but kind of a little stormy, rainy day on our way back, and we pretty much got soaked. And it was kind of a bumpy ride on the way back too. But that was a pretty nice resort. I think the Englishman is dead, he died, and the young guy and his wife are running the resort. It's still there. So then we called. Let's see. Yeah, we took a plane back to Manila. But that's, if you go to Guimiras, be sure to buy you a big box of those mangoes, because they really were good. And it was a nice island. People were friendly. They have a bunch of waterfalls you can stop off in. So we had a great time. I'm just trying to give you some places that you might want to visit. Because I used to, while I was teaching in Taiwan, I would come back here and we'd go somewhere. We didn't just stay right in Manila most of the time. So I came about every 2 months. And my school gave me like a 4-day weekend every 2 months. So that was a pretty good deal. And as I said earlier when I was talking about teaching, hey, y'all settle down. They're loud, but they really won't hurt anybody. They don't bite. None of these dogs are mean dogs. They just want you to stop and say hi and give them a pet. But none of them have ever bitten anybody yet. And we've had a lot of people here over here at times. So, I wanted to, last video I did 3 days ago or something, I showed you my newest plant, exotic plant, and it was just coming out. But look at them now. These are lobster claws. And they're going to continue growing on down. Have more of these claws on there. beautiful, aren't they? That's just one thing I wanted to wanted ever since I went to Palawan, and they had some growing in the butterfly center. And I said, I want these. And I haven't found any in any of the nurseries, but walked down the hill to where the hanging bridge is and found some there, and I had the yard man dig them up and bring them here. So I'm enjoying that. So that's it. Any of you want to go to a good place? Iloilo and Guimaras are both really good places to go to. You'll enjoy them. And they're not that far from here. So y'all take care. Be sure to get vaccinated. And take care of your pets if you got them. And take care of disabled people. Help them out. We'll see you again in a couple of days.